So Microsoft officially killed Windows 10. End of life, no more support, time to move on. That's what they said, but I wanted to see for myself. Is Windows 10 actually dead, or is it still very much alive and talking to Microsoft behind your back? So I decided to find out, and what I found genuinely surprised me. I started completely fresh, downloaded a clean Windows 10 ISO, no shortcuts, no pre-installed apps, set it up in a virtual machine so I could watch everything that happened from the outside. Now, during setup, Windows asks you a bunch of questions about data collection. I said no to everything. Every single option declined. Then I skipped the Microsoft account login and set it up as a local account instead. No Microsoft account, no sync, no cloud connection, just a clean Windows install. At this point, I haven't opened a single app. No browser, no music, nothing. Just Windows sitting there on the desktop. The only thing I did was open Edge, the browser that comes built into Windows, to download Wireshark. That's a free tool that lets you watch every single network packet going in and out of your computer in real time. Think of it like a wiretap for your internet connection. Once Wireshark was installed, I closed everything and just watched. And within minutes, before I'd done anything at all, Windows started talking. Most of the traffic was encrypted, TLS connections going out on port 443, which is HTTPS. You can see the connections happening, but you can't read what's inside them, which is actually the point. Microsoft designed it that way. But here's what you can see even through the encryption: the domain names. Because before Windows makes any connection, it has to ask your DNS server, where is this address? And that DNS request is visible in plain text. So I filtered for DNS traffic and watched what Windows was looking up. The first thing that jumped out was this: v10.events.data.microsoft.com. Then v20.events.data.microsoft.com. These are Microsoft's telemetry endpoints, the addresses where Windows sends diagnostic data back to Microsoft. Remember, I said no to data collection during setup. Windows was still looking these up. Then it got more interesting. Buried in the DNS responses was this name: win-global-asimov-leafs-events-data.trafficmanager.net. Asimov. That's Microsoft's internal code name for their telemetry pipeline, named after the science fiction author Isaac Asimov. That name isn't supposed to be something you ever see, but there it is, sitting in your DNS traffic. Following that chain led to an Azure server in East US. That's where the data was actually heading. And then I caught something even clearer: an unencrypted HTTP request, meaning I could read it completely. Going to download.windowsupdate.com. The user agent on the request said Windows-update-agent. Windows, with no apps open, no user doing anything, had gone out and requested an update file, a CAB archive, and the server said 200 OK and sent it back. The timestamp on that file? Today's date. Microsoft is still actively maintaining and distributing Windows 10 update files. So at this point, I had my answer. Windows 10 is not dead. It's sitting there quietly making dozens of connections to Microsoft. Telemetry, updates, error reporting, smart screen, delivery optimization, which is basically Windows using your connection to share updates with other people's computers. So I built a PowerShell script to block all of it. It works on two levels. First, it edits your host file. That's a system file that maps domain names to IP addresses and routes all of those Microsoft telemetry domains to nowhere, 0.0.0.0, a dead end. Second, it creates Windows Firewall rules to block the specific IP addresses I captured directly from Wireshark. On top of that, it disables the services responsible: DiagTrack, which is the connected user experiences and telemetry service, Windows error reporting, delivery optimization, and a few others. And there's a separate rollback script that undoes every single change cleanly, restores your original host file from a backup it takes automatically, removes all the firewall rules, re-enables the services. One script to lock it down, one script to put it back exactly as it was. After running the script, I went back into Wireshark and watched again. The telemetry endpoints, gone. The Asimov pipeline, gone. Delivery optimization, gone. Some connections still appeared. A few things Windows does that are harder to fully block without breaking functionality. But the volume dropped significantly. The machine went from chatty to nearly quiet. So is Windows 10 dead? Microsoft says yes. The network traffic says no. Even on a fresh install with no apps open, With data collection decline during setup, Windows 10 is still making connections, still sending telemetry, still downloading files, all without you doing anything. If you want the script, the link is in the description. There's a block script and a separate rollback script so you can undo everything if you need to. I've also included the Wireshark capture file so you can verify everything I showed here yourself. And if you want to see exactly how I built this, the Wireshark filters, the DNS analysis, the full list of domains, drop a comment and I'll do a follow-up going deeper.